You might have heard of her, the mysterious woman who terrified school children, that is if you have been in Nigeria. She is known as Madam Koi Koi or Lady Koi Koi depending on the region you heard her tale. Her story permeates and instills fear among children and adults, especially in boarding schools. Modern versions of Madam Koi Koi describe her as a beautiful but mean woman who has a thing for the red, wearing red lipstick, red dress and red high heels that made the customary koi koi sounds as she walked on the concrete floor. She is said to appear after dark and quiet times of the night. Some call her the Boggy Lady. On how the legend came to be, most versions of this Boggy Lady seem to be a bit sketchy and incomplete. The popular tale of Madam Koi Koi describes her as a fashionable teacher who was mean and strict, who punished students, got fired from school after being reported by the parents of one of her victims that were quite influential. She died in an accident, but in her dying breath she swore to vengeance on the girl whose parents reported her and every other student because they were in support. Other version of the tale claim the students in protest to her strict and meanness sets her apartment in the school premises ablaze, which killed her son and her when she attempted to rescue him. In both versions of the tale no one actually knows who she is or her name. However, sources relating to the mystery of Madam Koi Koi has been found in the monsters of Yoruba mythology, with her being known as Inakeria. Inakeria, means small fire, was once the headmistress of a prominent school in the old Oyo kingdom in Yoruba land. She was of course very strict and puritanical, as her name implies. She punished students at the slightest error. The students of her school eventually grew tired of their headmistress' wrath and hesitantly dared one amongst them to retaliate. It turned out to be the little son who was instructed to steal his mother's shoe. Unfortunately, he was successful and all the students knew this when they could hear cries of pain. The hot afternoon ground scorched the headmistress' feet as she looked for her stolen shoe. The headmistress' son fled into the forest nearby on hearing his mother's cries of pain for fear of a swift and painful reprimand. However, the boy did not return, and a determined and angry headmistress Inakeria followed in search of her lost son, all the while calling out. They never returned till this day, and it is believed that hunters and travelers over the years could hear cries of anger slowly turn to cries of sorrow. Till this day, kids in Nigerian schools, especially kids in boarding houses in the middle of nowhere, hear the spirit of headmistress Inakeria, which she came to be known as, calling out to her lost son, all the while the eerie, paralyzing coin coin sound ringing from her one shoe as she slowly wanders through the night. Today she is popularly known as Madam Koi Koi. Some believe Madam Koi Koi is just a cooked-up story meant to scare children, but light sleepers in boarding schools claim that she is very much real. The years could hear cries of anger slowly turn to cries of sorrow. Till this day, kids in Nigeria